Welcome to KZGN-TV News. Memorial Weekend 2016 was a big weekend in Ridgecrest for most. Whether you graduated from high school, barbecued with family and friends, or attended memorial services Monday, or all or none of the above, thank you for joining us today for our KZGN-TV News.
From the Rademacher Hills to Bee Mountain and the mighty Sierras, Ridgecrest to Inyokern and China Lake, this is your news for the Indian Wells Valley with the KZGN News Crew.
I'm Tanya Pyle, and today KZGN congratulates the Burroughs High School 2016 graduates. We've got stories covering the American Legion Post 684 memorial services, Wednesday's upcoming City Council agenda, American Heart Association National CPR and AED Week, along with local club news and news from the China Lake Naval Air Weapons Station. Finally, we've got the news you've requested on those gas prices. Burroughs High School and district leaders coordinated something very special for the 2016 graduates. Due to events, commencement began a bit early Friday evening for an FA-18 Super Hornet flyover by Air Test and Evaluation Squadron 9, coordinated by Navy and district leadership. Such an event has never before occurred. The district was excited for the class of 2016 and agreed to starting the ceremony 10 minutes early to meet the Navy regulation prohibiting flyovers after sunset. Sunset was projected for 7:58 p.m., so the ceremony began at 7:50 p.m. with much excitement for the opportunity offered to a graduating class and the community. Congratulations, class of 2016. The American Legion and Auxiliary, together with the veterans of foreign wars and service members, hosted their annual Memorial Day services Monday at Desert Memorial Park. Boy Scouts of America began 7 a.m. by placing flags in the cross of each veteran grave. Mingling about those arriving were American Legion Auxiliary Miss Poppy representative Holly Woodstock, together with Junior Miss Poppy Kaylee Hill. The two joined Mayor Peggy Breeden on the platform as Mayor Peggy Breeden rose to memorialize her husband and other veterans who gave the ultimate sacrifice. She shared the national significance of the poppy in remembrance of the dead and the living. Breeden said the nation was at war in France when the poppy bloomed in abundance in Flanders Field. Therefore, the American Legion adopted the poppy November 27, 1929, as the memorial flower. 25 million poppies made by vets were distributed by 125,000 volunteer workers, raising more than $2 million devoted to Veterans Affairs, auxiliaries, and needy veteran families. Mayor Breeden and City Council members issued a proclamation declaring May 30, 2016, National Auxiliary and Poppy Day. Among veterans at Memorial Day ceremonies, KZGN had opportunity to hear Richard DeMarco share a bit of his time in the China-Burma-India World War II effort to advance communications. They accomplished the installation of a 1,079-mile pole line together with a highway and including a road. He said over half the linemen were killed in what was the greatest engineering achievement in military history, also known as the Marco Polo Road. We made it back, DeMarco said, while standers-by were commenting on how sharp DeMarco still looks in full uniform. At the services with DeMarco were his daughter Linda and his son, Rick DeMarco. Ridgecrest City Council will meet Thursday, June 1st in council chambers with regular session beginning at 6 p.m. 3 presentations on the agenda include proclamation recognizing June as Immigrant Heritage Month, presentation of Employee Service Awards, and presentation to council members by the Economic Development Coalition. After a public comment period, calendar consent items for proposal for action begin with a change order with the contractor for corporate yard site improvements. Action to approve authorization on fee adjustment for the special projects consultant agreement. Action to approve resolution to the city manager entering a memorandum of agreement with the Sierra Sands Unified School District for the School Resource Officer Program. Action to approve Ridgecrest adoption of written uniform allowance policy for members of Represented Employee Group UFCW Local 8. Action to approve entering a municipal services agreement with the Timbashaw Shoshone Tribe, authoring Mayor Breeden sign the agreement. Action to approve minutes of the Ridgecrest City Council Successor Redevelopment Agency Financing Authority and Housing Authority meeting May 18th. Public hearing items will include actions to approve renewing landscape and lighting district, followed by discussion items including nomination and confirmation of planning commissioner to fill a vacancy, and discussion on a preliminary draft budget for the fiscal year 2016-2017. Committee reports will be presented by the City Organization and Services Committee, Infrastructure Committee, Ad hoc Water Conservation Committee, Parks, Recreation, and Quality of Life Committee, Ad hoc Youth Advisory Council, and Activation of Community Talents and Interventions for Optimal Neighborhood Task Force. It all begins Wednesday at 6 p.m. in council chambers. The National Cardiopulmonary Resuscitation and Automated External Defibrillator Awareness Week is June 1st through June 7th and is fully supported by the Ridgecrest Regional Hospital. The hospital will show support of the American Heart Association mission to increase survival in cases such as a heart attack by offering a hands-only CPR training June 1st from 8:30 a.m. to 11 o'clock a.m. No registration is required. Just show up, stop by, and learn how to save a life. The hands-only training takes about 15 minutes. All members of the community are encouraged to take these brief minutes of your day to learn the life-saving skills of hands-only CPR. This really hits home. My sister saved her daughter's life using this hands-only CPR method, so I can tell you firsthand the hands-only CPR saves lives. Training will take place on the front lawn of the Ridgecrest Regional Hospital Wednesday, June 1st. Most people who experience cardiac arrest at home, at work, or in a public location die because they don't receive immediate CPR from someone on the scene. The American Heart Association and Ridgecrest Regional Hospital want you to know, as a bystander, your actions can only help. In 15 minutes, you will be trained on the hands-only CPR method. Hands-only CPR has been found to more than double the chances of survival. If you have questions, call 760-499-3831. But remember, no registration is required. You can just show up at the Ridgecrest Regional Hospital Wednesday, June 1st, between the hours of 8:30 a.m. to 11 o'clock a.m. and learn hands-only CPR. In local club news, the China Lake Astronomical Society will hold a star party Friday, June 3rd. China Lake Astronomical Society member and Kern County Astronomical Society member Bruce Churchill told KZGN star parties consist of a group of people going to a dark location with telescopes. He described the parties as very informal and almost always open to the public. A familiar star party site is right off Brown Road, where Churchill said it's relatively easy to access and only about 15 minutes from Ridgecrest. Of course, he admitted people not familiar with the site may be reluctant to go by themselves. So if you're reluctant to venture out on your own, perhaps the Astronomical Society Star Party coming up this Friday, June 3rd, is for you. Churchill said there's all kinds of different levels of telescopes, and you get about what you pay for, although Churchill recommended not getting a telescope right off the bat, saying, "You can see about 2,000 stars with the naked eye." He said, "Learn about the sky. Start looking at things seen with the naked eye." After a year or so, Churchill would recommend investing in a telescope. One thing Churchill suggested might be helpful would be to subscribe to a monthly magazine. He named Astronomy Magazine and another magazine called Sky and Telescope. He distinguished the two magazines, saying Sky and Telescope is a little more on the professional level, but when getting children and families involved, he recommended Astronomy Magazine being a little bit better. So once again, the community is invited to the China Lake Astronomical Society Star Party this Friday, June 3rd, where signs are out at 8:30 p.m., beginning with a view of Saturn and Jupiter rising at sunset. You can begin to follow their progression across the sky. They anticipate Mars will be visible most of the night, and if you last until morning, I understand you might catch a glimpse of Mercury. For additional information on the June 3rd China Lake Astronomical Society Sky Party, call 760-446-0454 or visit their website at chinalakeastrosoc.org. More local club news with the China Lake Museum Foundation. They're gearing up for their annual dinner fundraiser. The event will be held Saturday, June 4th. It'll be at the Kerr-McGee Center starting 4:30 p.m. This dinner and fundraiser helps raise funds for the operations of the museum on China Lake and additional funds to the construction account to build the new museum in the city. The proposed location of the new museum will be by the Matarango Museum. Moving the museum off the base is real important to making it more accessible to the general public. This fall, they plan to start the new museum with a 3,000 square foot building. This will be phase 1. KZGN talked to Bob and Alice Campbell last night about this actual beginning. They were both real quick to respond that this is going to happen. The time has come to get this started, and it will start this fall. Tickets for the dinner fundraiser start at $35 for a single and are $60 for a couple. So if you want to help, plan to attend the dinner fundraiser. It will be Saturday, June 4th at the Kerr-McGee Center starting 4:30 p.m. For more information or to buy tickets, contact or call 760-939-3530. Also, you can call and purchase tickets with a credit card if you'd like. They also have a Facebook account at China Lake Museum Foundation. Help make this great addition to the community a reality. Here are today's gas prices for Ridgecrest and some surrounding areas. Good news, Ridgecrest is still squeaking by with 3 stations coming in at the lowest gas price. As of this morning, gas prices in Ridgecrest range from $2.55 per gallon to $2.99. Los Angeles Valley prices start at $2.55 and range to a high of $3.33 per gallon. The Lancaster low is $2.65 with a high at $2.99, and the Bishop area lowest gas price is $2.74 per gallon with a high at $2.99. Tune in Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays for gas price updates. Remember, those sales tax dollars go to pave our Ridgecrest roads when you buy gas locally right here in Ridgecrest. Thanks for staying with us. Let's go to Lane for the weather.
Thank you, Tanya. From the National Weather Service, a few severe thunderstorms will be possible over portions of the plains and upper Midwest on Tuesday. In addition, locally heavy rainfall and flooding could pose a concern for low-lying, urban, and poor drainage areas. Temperatures across the nation. Carolinas at 78, Georgia at 88, Arkansas at 79, Northern Texas at 76, Arizona at 89, and Los Angeles at 63. And for us locally, tonight, clear with a low around 66, east wind 5 miles per hour. Wednesday, sunny and hot with a high near 104, east wind 5 miles per hour. Wednesday night, clear with a low around 68, west wind 5 to 10 miles per hour. Thursday, sunny with a high near 105, west-northwest wind 5 miles per hour. Thursday night, clear with a low around 68, west-northwest wind 5 to 10 miles per hour. Friday, sunny with a high near 104, west-northwest wind 5 miles per hour. Friday night, mostly clear with a low around 69, west wind 5 miles per hour. And Saturday, sunny with a high near 103, northwest wind 5 miles per hour. And that is your forecast for the IWV. Now back to Tanya.
Thanks, Lane. Now here's Tom Heck with sports.
And a very pleasant Tuesday early evening to everyone. Boy, what a busy Memorial Day weekend. Let's start with the 100th running of the Indianapolis 500 for the race car fans out there. And even if you're not a race car fan, you got to admire that a rookie for the first time in a zillion years won the Indy 500. Alexander Rossi, 26 years old. He is from the Sacramento area. He was a 1 in 66 chance to win, and he comes through. And wouldn't you know, just as he crosses the finish line, he runs out of gas. If you can imagine, well, that'll be a great story for his grandkids someday. Boy, just amazing for a rookie to do quite a feat like that. All right, DeJuan Jones of the Pelicans, 26 years old. Perhaps you've already heard about it. It's been all over ESPN and all the sports networks, but a very promising rookie for the Pelicans. And this past weekend was killed in the Houston area. Now, he is from the Los Angeles area. He grew up right around the Forum. In fact, his parents mentioned when they interviewed them that he used to do his driving test on the Forum parking lot in Inglewood. He went on to USC where he played for several years, and then he was drafted by the Pelicans, and this year he got some good playing time. He had some surgery, but he had signed a 3-year contract, and they really had counted on him to play. So quite a tragedy there for the NBA. Also for all of basketball, DeJuan Jones, again, only 26 years old. All right, let's talk about the NBA. Golden State, when they needed to do it, did it finally. Stephen Curry and Klay Thompson, just too much from the perimeter for Oklahoma City. Give the Thunder a lot of credit. They had a 3-1 series lead, and when teams are down 3-1, they usually don't come back and win. But this time, Golden State did. They won last night in Oakland. They win that game by about 10 points, 33 points for Curry in that game. Klay Thompson, 28 points, and now it's going to be a LeBron versus Stephen Curry and Golden State-Cleveland matchup starting in a few days. And well, that'll be a great series. Golden State with the home court advantage again, a repeat of last year in which the Warriors won in 6 games. All right, baseball, the Dodgers 2 out of 3 this weekend against the Mets in New York. They lose yesterday, Memorial Day, to the Cubs, 2-0. The two teams play again tonight in the Windy City. Oakland gets by Minnesota. Cincinnati gets a win. Boy, the Reds had lost 11 games in a row before they finally get a win. The Mets beat the White Sox 1-0. Tell you what, Harvey finally starting to pitch a little bit better for the Mets. He went 7 innings, only gave up 2 hits in that game, where the White Sox, who started off so hot, have fallen apart completely. Robin Ventura, their manager, in some hot water right now. Houston finally gets on the winning track. They now have won 3 games in a row, their longest streak of the year. They took 2 or 3 this weekend from the Angels. They beat Arizona 9-2 on Memorial Day. And the Angels get a win last night. They blew a lead on Sunday. They come back and get the Monday Memorial Day win against Detroit. Jolene Sustine, boy, he pitched extremely well last night. He went the distance, and boy, the The 25-year-old looked very, very good for the Angels. Also good news, Houston Street has been activated. The Angels closer, they optioned off Mike Morin to their Salt Lake City team to make room for that change. Red Sox, Braves, Seattle, and St. Louis all get wins. Texas and Seattle are ahead of the Angels. The Angels now 6 games behind those two teams. NHL last night, Penguins win game number 1. They beat the Sharks by a score of 2-1. That's your sports for this Tuesday. I'm Tom Heck for KZGN.
We know you have a choice in the news you watch. Thank you for watching KZGN, the only news station committed to news specific to the Ridgecrest and Indian Wells Valley.